Hey everybody, you ever have an experience where you go to an EMS continuing education class, find that the instructor there is not really well prepared? They tend to just read PowerPoint slides to you over and over again. Some of you say, I've seen this guy before and this is kind of like the way he teaches, and this is just the way EMS education is, I guess. Do you ever wonder how those guys keep teaching? Find out. That's what we're going to talk about this week. Professional development for EMS instructors. Stay tuned. Welcome to this week's episode on professional development for EMS instructors. Now, before I get on my rant here, I just want to say that we're growing our audience here and the feedback has been awesome. I know there's a lot of you out there that are enjoying these videos and I love the feedback. Keep interacting with us online. Send us your feedback, whether it's going to be text message, Instagram, on our website, wherever. We love the interaction, and we know we've got a following up there outside of Yonkers in New York. Keep watching up there too. However, what we're going to talk about today is going to be very specific to the Pennsylvania population, but we'll expand on that a little bit. So, in Pennsylvania, to become an EMS educator, you can do it a couple different ways. You can take an education methodology class that's been approved by the Department of Health, Bureau of EMS. We actually run one, but there are many that are out there. You can actually take the NAMSE, which is the National Association of EMS Educators class, and they'll accept that. You can have a college degree in education or a Pennsylvania teaching certificate, and they'll accept that as well. You can also just have a master's degree in something or a doctorate in something, and somehow that qualifies you to be a teacher. So those are ways to do that. Now you have to do some student teaching in there, but once that's done, that packet gets sent to the state, and lo and behold, boom, you get handed your state EMS instructor card. All right, fine. So I got my instructor card. I'm going to go out there and start teaching, but what do I need to do then to maintain my instructor certification? Well, in Pennsylvania, it's very simple. You have to teach 60 hours from some EMS content, whether you're teaching in an EMT class, EMR, paramedic, AMT, or if you're doing con eds out there, but 60 hours of that type of material, and guess what? You magically get to stay an instructor. There's no requirement whatsoever in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for an EMS instructor to get professional development. Do you understand the irony of this? An EMR is required to get continuing education credits to keep working as an EMR. Same with an EMT, same with an AEMT as a paramedic. Myself as a pre-hospital physician extender has to get it. We're requiring Con Ed credits now so you can drive the ambulance, okay? We know that's coming. We are required to get Con Ed for that. But the educators out there, the ones that are training all of these people out there, are required to get 0 credits in education. Educators not getting credits in education. That's irony right there. So this is a problem. So if you're out there and you're teaching 60 crappy hours, you get to continue to be a crappy educator. Now, I'm not saying that's the case with all educators out there, but we were talking before about this guy that you and I both know, this person out there that you go and you see him teach and you go, oh my goodness, war stories, PowerPoint slides. He stands there and stares at the screen the entire time. And you went, I could read this material all on my own. Where's the teaching? Where's the passion for it? And we say, well, let's fault the guy. Let's tar and feather him. Let's get rid of him. Let's put him out to pasture. This guy shouldn't be teaching anymore. And I say, hold on a second. How was that person trained? What materials were they given? We can't fault instructors out there if they haven't been taught or trained or given the materials that they need to be successful in the classroom. So a lot of these instructor programs that are out there are only a couple of days long, and then they come out and they got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but at the end of the day, the only role models that they've had to be teachers were the ones that were clicking PowerPoints before them. And we just assume that that's teaching. And that's not always the case. And so what these people are craving and what many of them want and need is some type of professional development. There's a lot of instructors out there and say, listen, I want to get better. I use a lot of PowerPoint, but I don't know what else to do out there to make myself better. So we look and we go, okay, well, where are there these continuing education classes, these professional development classes for EMS instructors out there? In Pennsylvania, none. And if you're in the fire service and you're a fire instructor, I know that you're required to get continuing education hours, and those are scarce. So you say, well, do any other states require this? Yes. If you look at like things like Oklahoma requires their EMS instructors to get a minimum of 16 hours of instructor professional development classes every 2 years in order to maintain their instructor cert. New York requires I think it's 2 years, that they have to go through a state mandated update class and get professional development credits on top of that. But in Pennsylvania, no, we're not doing that out there. So what do we need to do? How do we fix the system? We say, well, let's go find opportunities out there to get better training. Where do you go? Well, there's the National Association of EMS Educators. You can join that. I think it's like $90 a year, and there's journals out there, and there's webinars and things that you can participate in, and they run a great conference every year. The problem is that most EMTs out there are not making great money, and EMS instructors, we know, are not making great money either. And so you look at these conferences and go, geez, to go to a conference, it's going to cost me between airfare and conference fees and meals and everything else. Shoot, I'm spending $500, $600, $700, $800 to go to a conference. You say, well, I'm not getting any professional development money from my training institute, and I don't get that money as an EMT or a paramedic, so I'm right back where I started, and I can't go and get myself better. So we're our own problem in this situation here by saying our instructors need to get better, but they've got to kind of do it on their own. This is why we continue over and over again to have these problems in EMS education. And we could do a whole bunch of other talks on this stuff, like taking the EMS instructor that's out there that's never taken the National Registry examination, yet training people to take the National Registry exam. Okay? Or let's take state evaluators who are not EMS instructors, who don't know the curriculum, but are out there serving as evaluators on tests, many of them for National Registry, even though they themselves are not nationally registered. Well, that's a talk for another time. All right. So one of the things that we're going to start doing here with our company is we recognize this and we say, let's start providing professional development opportunities. And if you look for them, you will find out there on the web, there are opportunities for you to seek that education. So if you're an EMS instructor out there and you want to get better and you're feeling frustrated by the system, help is on the way. And for those that are out there that are continuing to teach the same way over and over again and they're not getting better, I don't blame them. I blame their programs. They should be monitored on a regular basis and they should be provided with feedback. Those instructors should be watched by a program director or somebody else, and they should be told, hey, here's some opportunities for you to get better. But I bet you a lot of them out there aren't doing that. This is not going to fix the problem if we don't address it now. So my recommendation to all of you out there, seek whatever education you can get out there to make you a better instructor. Find those little tidbits, those little items that you can add to your toolbox, which will make you more effective in the classroom. Stay tuned, because we're going to help you get some of that education through our website coming up soon. That's all we have for this week. Stay safe. Keep working on being a better educator out there, and we will see you guys next week. Have a great night, everybody.